day to lose internet.
Nope. Mercury in retrograde today.
It's our Mercury in retrograde show.
Hello! February 1st, Mercury just went into retrograde. Hopefully we can keep this going. This is Darcy from Stitch Plus Cloth.
Hey, everybody.
Missy Hay Collective. Okay, so yeah. We are going to show you guys how to use all 3 Iron Orchid Design products today and do a mini gallery wall. We wanted to do something sort of
Love
related.
Although love is all year round, just not one day.
Exactly. But it's coming up. So we decided to do 3 pieces. One using molds, one using transfers and stamps. And we kind of brainstormed around showing 2 different versions of the frame, and then actually once we put them together we thought, a really pretty sign with transfers and stamps in the middle and then a picture frame on either side. Hi Kim. Yay, people are coming on. We're not just talking to ourselves. At least I'm not alone this time.
Please understand, this is my first time.
Yeah, it's all good. They don't judge. They're here. Again.
They just want to learn great things.
Exactly. Yeah. And we want to show great things.
We know great things.
So we wanted to do 2 picture frames. We decided to do 2 picture frames, and we're going to flip them this way. So these are wood canvases that I got at our local dollar store. John actually brought them in for me. And then when I went in yesterday, I actually saw that he brought in some smaller ones too. So I actually took some of those home because I wanted to do something with, you guys aren't going to be able to see this until, there we go, see?
That would make a great little Valentine's Day gift too.
Yeah, just one of these, how cute. So this, I wanted to showcase the new Harper letters.
Yay.
Oh my gosh, they're so awesome. So the trick though, the reason why I did it at home is because the tinier, more finer the mold is, the harder they are to sort of get out. Darcy's going to work on air dry clay today because she is the air dry queen. Air dry clay queen. How much did you go through last year?
Don't forget the queen.
Oh, where's your crown?
I forgot my crown today. Next week.
You went through how many pounds of
Several.
it? She went on she was on
I got addicted. Trust me, it's addictive. Be prepared. Save your money.
It is. But it's awesome. It's awesome. It's so fun and so many molds and they just keep coming out with more. But so the trick with the really fine ones, which I discovered using the snowflake ones at Christmas time, is popping them in the freezer. And then they just pop out for 20 minutes. They get froze and they pop out like nothing. You're not having to peel them out. Darcy's
especially with the letters.
Especially with the letters. So that's why I did this little I Love Us one at home. I just thought I would do a little real Valentine's-y festive little thing because how cute would that just be? And then once you've purchased that set of fonts, your possibilities are endless. But,
in the start of my addiction last year, I tried many different kinds of clay, all which was great, but none that I found that were as good as this great clay from Iron Orchid Designs. Especially with their molds and the detail in their molds, it picks it up beautifully. It's easy to work with. It's really fine.
It's
this
almost
is all
as
I
soft
use now.
as Play-Doh, really.
It's
so. If you've ever tried anything
you can
else,
just sit and do this.
It's stress relieving.
Yeah.
Ask us how we know. Yeah. Well, that's all our stress. We don't have stress. We love our jobs. So
and we embrace imperfection.
And we do embrace imperfection, which I had to do with this frame. So again, I took this home because I knew that so I put a mold on, it's hard to see. There you go, you can see a little bit more detail of this. So this is from the Trimmings one, which it was this one here, where my finger is pointing. And it was tricky to pop out because it's quite detailed and it's thin. So it took me a while because I had to put 4 strips of it one by one because I only took one home. I popped it in for 20 minutes, had a bath, came back out. Like I did. You do it in stages, you know? And
we need a tub here.
yeah, exactly. Well, we need a freezer. Then we could do this. But Darcy is going to work today. As you can see, she's rolling it. She's the pro. She is going to use, so if you don't have a freezer handy, you can use the next best thing is cornstarch. So if you dust it, just like, you know, baking a cake, you dust the pan, it slides out a lot better. So she's going to do, show you guys how easy it is to do one of these. I actually popped on an XO on there because I thought this would look really cute with this one, and that would be super Valentine's-y. So, okay, so we're going to showcase air dry clay, the Trimmings one mold, how to make a frame like this. Just take a wood canvas and put a pretty little frame on it. We're gonna show you we're gonna paint it. We're gonna antique glaze it with fusion mineral paint and
beautiful roses,
some antiquing glaze, and then we are also going to use the farmhand stamp to put I love us like this, just in stamped letters on the middle canvas with some pink roses, because you know,
because Melissa's the rose queen.
If you've been following for a while, you know I have a thing for them. You know what? It started from my love of anything Victorian. Mm-hmm. And Rachel Ashwell, like shabby chic, like when I was like 19, 20, I loved that. I tried to hand paint pink roses like that on a metal bed frame. And if I was to look at it now, I probably wouldn't be very happy with it because I was young and I don't even know what kind of paint I would have used. But I was pretty happy with my pink roses and the vines all around my old metal headboard. And that was like a long time ago.
And those are actually painted.
They are.
By an artist, aren't they? Like they're...
Yeah. These are painted by... This design is actually a painting painted by hand from Josie, which is one of the sisters. Josie and Sally are the two sisters that created this company, Iron Orchid Designs. And she is, she's amazing. So then what? So this is the Painterly Florals transfer. That's the newest transfer. And now if any of you have noticed before, you know IOD, you know they've come in tubes like this. This is the redo roses that are now actually retired, so I have stocked up on them for my own personal use. I might hoard them. I might let you guys have some if you want to buy some, because they are discontinuing. But there's a lot of things that are discontinuing, so that's what I'm going to actually start focusing on, is some of the products that are getting discontinued, and then we'll be selling them out and we'll be giving them out at sale prices. And I thought I would start doing some videos after this one on some of those products, and
which also means in the near future too they'll have some new products to watch
which
for.
Means in the spring there's going to be a bunch of new products, and it's February 1st today and it's a short month, so spring is just around the corner, so all kinds of new stuff is coming. But there's also some really amazing retiring stuff, so we're going to showcase some of those products in our tutorials over the next couple weeks and do some good sales in what we have left in
so
those
if you
products.
have a favorite that you're wanting more of, speak up now.
Now's the time, because I'm not ordering more of them.
Or don't speak up anymore.
Unless I sell out and somebody really badly wants it and there is some left and I can add some to my next IOD order. But so today we're going to do the newest one, which is the Painterly Floral. So this comes in a booklet of actually 8 sheets. So they're a little bit more expensive, this particular one, but you get sunflowers, lavender, roses, and you get 3 sheets of roses.
Gives you about 1 million combinations, yeah.
Like, possibilities are endless, and so many projects, So today we are going to just do use a few of the little pink roses. And
just like the paintbrush in the coffee and not the water. Yeah, just use the wrong.
Don't do that. Oh no, you need a new cornstarch one.
That's okay, I'll get them.
She'll find one. She knows where they are.
So okay. I have the I coiled the clay, and I've got it pressed really firmly in the mold, and I've used my finger and taken off all the edges. So it's pressed nice and firm. And then to attach it to the frame, we use the Weld Bond white glue.
Yeah. You can get it at the hardware store. I know that Iron Orchid Design Sisters use a brand called Tight Bond, which I have yet to find here in Canada. Maybe it's around if anyone knows where, but honestly, I've been using Weld Bond for years for different projects. I used to do things, I used to make mosaic artwork on old windows, colored glass on glass, and this was what I used because it dries clear and it dries well. Like it actually really glues, and it goes wood, tile, glass, foam, whatever. It's Weld Bond. You guys know what this
It
is.
sticks forever, so then
I used to buy them in big jugs.
Then also make sure where you're putting it is where you want it.
Yeah.
So I have it
Yeah.
in there. So what I'm going to do is I roll it like this to release from the sides. Okay, and then I will flip it over and roll it back.
Oh no.
So there
Maybe
it
you
is,
could put Vaseline on this one.
out. Yeah.
Okay, so now she's going
And-
to glue that. And as she's gluing those, I'm actually going to take the one that's already dried from last night and start painting it.
There's the first strip down. I put the glue on the frame. First strip is down. And just press it gently. You know, it's well contacted there. So you also want to make sure when you do your clay that your back is smooth and flat. So you're not going to get humps and bumps when you put it on. So
We don't want
voila!
humps and bumps.
Voila! There's number
Voila.
one. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, well you can keep going with that.
So I'll keep going with that.
So now I'm using Fusion. The neutral white that I love for Fusion is that I use the most is Casement, but Picket Fence is good too, which is just the whitest white. If you're wanting an off-white, this one I wanted white because I'm going to antique it with the glaze, so I wanted it to be white, but you could use an off-white.
The other thing you want to have ready when you do this is a nice sharp knife, so we can have a really nice frame-like look. I've just cut a nice angle there, and I'll take this piece off.
I can already tell hers is going to look better than mine.
That's what happens when you're queen, darling.
I know, I'm just a princess. One day I'll be queen and the whole empire will be mine.
My whole life, and I'm queen of air dry clay. Woo-woo.
It's not just that. You're queen of everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, we're going to try to keep this one under an hour and a half. Like last week, this was really long.
Each week they'll get shorter, we promise you.
We hope. Maybe. Unless you like them and it's like, please don't go. Can you do 2
Unless
hours?
you're sitting there with a bottle of wine, which we wish we were.
On a Monday afternoon.
Hey,
Yeah, well.
I've been known to drink on a Monday afternoon.
Yeah, well, it happens. It does happen.
So, as beautiful as the clay is, I do give it a bit of a knead, kind of warm it up in my hands. And the more you work with it, the more you get to see how much you need each time. You can kind of start approximately guessing exactly what you need to fill your mold.
How many people are here? 2.
Hey. Hi, people.
My mom is one again. Hi, Mom.
Mom.
She's the best.
Mom, she'll be laughing.
Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Hope you're sharing it with people. We're gonna try to save this one. So last time was my first one, and I saved it to Instagram, but I didn't download it, so I wasn't able to actually share it on Facebook or YouTube. So we're hoping that I can figure that out because I didn't practice it first.
We are as we are every day, a work in progress around here.
Yeah.
We have works in progress, and we are them too.
Yeah.
So if you happen to overfill, I just take that sharp knife, run it really smoothly along the top, take off any excess.
Well, that's why there's paring knife in here.
Yeah.
That's the same one that I used for my cake.
I just washed it. It's not your birthday today.
It's not.
Birthdays come but once a year.
Yeah, thank God. I still am feeling the effects. And then my dad brought me turtles. A box of turtles.
The chocolate kind.
Yeah, the chocolate kind. Yeah, which one kid can't eat, so now it's like down to me and one other kid that are gonna eat those.
Remember that song? I love turtles.
I do. Who doesn't? I know.
Turtles are the best.
They are.
The mineral fusion always covers so beautifully too.
Yeah, it does.
Definitely a paint of choice here.
Okay. Oh
Yeah.
no, you're not. Yeah, I thought you were painting already. I was like, and actually, you can.
Let me help you.
You can paint the air dry clay while it's wet. You don't have to wait till it's dry. It's just you have to be more careful. So you don't knock down because it's still soft, right? So you just don't want to press down too hard on it. So you just have to be. I personally I'm not really good at doing things softly. So I like to let my air dry clay
There's
harden.
patience and there's no patience.
I'm getting a little better. I know. I'm getting there, but yeah, no. I mean, let's be real. So I personally prefer it to be dried, but I have painted it wet before and it really wasn't that bad. You just have to be careful.
So I'm doing the top now. I've got it all out of the mold and I've overshot the corners so I can cut that nice angle, which will give it a nice clean, again, frame-like look, and you can press it in together. So there's your corner right there. First project I did one, was a beautiful antique mirror, and that's what got me hooked on air dry clay. I think I had every mold out,
The one that you
pounds of clay, and
yeah.
it turned out so beautiful. So it's always great that you can,
She
take
just
something-
kept buying buckets of it from Amazon, and I'm like, stop! We have it here.
That's before I knew how good this was.
I know.
Yeah. No, there's no going back.
Not once you try it.
No. And like
I mean,
often,
if you're doing something massive and you need it to be cheaper, I guess, but if you're doing something massive and you're buying a case from me, I'll give you a deal. Yeah.
that's the first I heard of that.
I gave you a deal.
I always believe too, and I've said this to so many people, I do a lot of, besides doing the deconstructed, reconstruct clothing, I do a lot of furniture work and redoing things around my house constantly. Sometimes your project's only as good as the ingredients you put in it.
Yep.
Like baking a cake
Absolutely.
with, margarine instead of butter or
Yep.
whatever. Yeah.
Let's just say Iron Orchid Design products are butter. The best butter.
The best
From
butter.
the best, happiest cows. They are from California.
Now you're going to have them think that they're from cows. We milk these cows to get butter. Yeah.
No, metaphorically.
And I'll tell you now because it worked, but not because I'd recommended. The second one I did without the cornstarch. And it did come out.
Oh, good.
But I wasn't going to say that until I knew it came out for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So don't try it at home. Do
Well,
the
you don't have to
cornstarch.
do the cornstarch every single time.
No?
No, I don't think. I think once they don't, yeah, you don't.
Okay. There, I learned something too.
But it depends.
It
right?
depends,
I
I
think it depends on how sticky that is.
Yeah.
Like how warm it is and how long you've been playing around with it. And okay, I got that one. I'm gonna
Sometimes
put that
too, if
aside.
there's maybe like this other one here, this beautiful rose one, if there's deeper detail, it might be an idea. But it's like anything, you know, you find your own way too.
I'm gonna let you do the
Of what
second
works.
frame too with the metallics because
Paint
not
it.
only those are Darcy's specialty. Metallics and air dry clay.
I'm the queen, that's why.
I mean, you can see we go through a lot of rose gold paint in here. Because we've got taste like that.
They do a fabulous, I'm such a firm believer in the
Should have painted this first.
in the metallics because they have a really great depth of pigment in them.
So now we're talking about fusion.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
That's okay. This is a staple, this rose gold around here, which we're not going to use today, although it would be kind of pretty. We were going to use the vintage gold.
Whatever color, it's the most beautiful metallic paints I've ever worked with. And trust me, I've worked with several.
Okay, we are going to use it because this one's pretty empty. And I think I have a full one, but it's at home. So let's do rose gold.
And remember too, because it's air dry clay, keep it in the package even as you're working with them because it can start to dry out quite quickly.
Absolutely.
So keep it packaged up while you're working with it. Don't go have a coffee and watch your soap opera and come back.
With this, it'll be hard. It'll get
Hard.
crusty. Yeah.
Hard.
I should have painted this first and then it would have been dry. And then we've been doing the, oh well.
It's the Paint with Melissa show.
Yep. Again, watching me paint. Apply white paint.
What do they say? It's like watching paint dry?
Yeah, it is. Oh, that's
We got nowhere to go but up.
exactly. Oh, this isn't the best brush. It's kind of old. Well, the good thing about fusion is that it does dry really fast, actually, so it won't take long. This is why I like to use it for workshops because it dries so fast. By the time the entire class gets their whatever they're creating painted, by the time they usually have only 10 minutes or so to wait. We have snacks or something, and then we can head straight into applying the transfers.
Sometimes they have wine.
Jennifer's back. Hi, Lynn. Carla. Hi, Carla. I haven't seen Carla forever. And I've been moved back here almost 2 years, and we still haven't seen each other. We were friends when we were kids. She lives in Carver.
So there's the bottom two corners done. Nice angle. Sometimes when I cut at an angle too, I'll just kind of push it in slightly so it meets up. Give you a nice neat look, but it's a beautiful mold. I'm sure I've used it a few times.
The mold or the knife?
Both. So that's from my cooking catering days, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My other life, the olden days.
The olden days.
Mm-hmm.
My kids love to use that phrase. I'm not old enough for that yet. In their brains I am.
Oh well. Once you hit 50, then you'll have olden days.
Oh, I'm not there yet.
I know.
Close.
I know. It looms. 50 looms.
It's going to be great. 5 is a great number. I know it'll be good. But I'm embracing this last year. My kids told me I'm 39. So that's good.
39 and holding.
Yep. Holding.
I've just always believed that age is just a state of mind.
It is. So then I'm really only like 25.
Yeah.
So are you.
Yep.
Yeah, we're twins. Same age.
Yep. I'm good with that.
Okay. So I don't even think this is gonna need 2 coats because I want it to be a little bit rusticy. I'm gonna antique glaze it. So we're just gonna keep painting away. I might as well just keep using Casement. Might as well make these all sort of match, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do want to put some pink on this one though. Not the I Love Us. I think I want to put maybe rose gold on that, on the letters.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking maybe some pink, pale pink on the heart. Can you guys see this? I did this one with a heart on it. Oh, jeez Louise. There we go. To just catch the light perfectly. But I just glued a heart on this. And then I was thinking maybe I'd stamp a little bird, but now I think if we're gonna do this with the pink roses, maybe I'll just put a pink rose on it and just leave the heart. This is the great thing, is that these products are incredibly versatile. So, you know, you buy a couple of molds, some paint, really even just like some stamps, like a nice font set of stamps, and then a couple of different molds, and the possibilities are endless. Like, your investment will pay off because there's so many things that you can make. I used to do the rubber stamps with the scrapbooking days, right? Like, and I can't believe how much I would pay for one little block stamp that was like not like a quarter of this size, and I'd pay like $20 for it at Michael's. At least $20. And now, you know, you get that farmhand stamp, is that whole set of letters, 14 by 14 big letters that large, is $40, and you get masking in it. The other bigger sets that have a double are double, they're $60, but still for $60 you're getting this like alphabet of endless possibilities that you can create.
So because our mold is not as long as the frame, we have to do a little bit of piecing. So what I've done is matched it up there with that little piece. It all depends what look you want. I mean, you don't have to match either. You can have a very eclectic look. And I think it's really good, like what Melissa was just saying, is to, you know, go with the flow. If you start out with one idea and it's either not working, or you think this or something else would look better, go for it.
Yeah. It's not very often that I make something that I'm like, oh, I hate that. It's usually like, oh, I don't want to sell that.
It's not very often I've started something and it's turned out like I thought it was going to.
Yeah, well, often it doesn't turn out, but you end up liking it better, or if you don't, you end up making it so that you like it better.
I think that birthday cake bent the night.
Because it was still frozen when we tried to eat it. Yeah.
We had amazing chocolate mousse cake from Grow for Melissa's birthday. It's a little Grow plug.
Yeah. Grow chocolates from Kimberley locally.
We were having it for lunch on Friday, which was Melissa's birthday.
I'm still recovering from that sugar high.
Yeah.
Seriously, I ate so much. I swear I gained about 3 or 4 pounds over the weekend. Because I didn't do anything else either. I did no exercise. Oh, I did take my dogs for a walk. That's right. Okay, so this is a little bit trickier. I'm not going to lie. Painting all around these little letters. And I think these letters would be tricky to get out of the mold, like without them bending.
Oh, possibly.
But they popped out beautifully when you put them in the freezer for like 20 minutes. So
I haven't had a chance to try them because they haven't been here since they came in.
They've been sitting at my house, and this was the first time for what, a month, I guess, since they came. And I don't
They're
know.
news to me. I haven't gotten to play yet.
You can now. Well, I told you to come over to my house. We trade. We share here.
We share. Yeah.
But I always get first dibs.
Because you're the boss.
Because I'm the boss. You're the queen, but I'm the boss.
So far I've done 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 strips of mold, and I'm just going to do one little section to match up in here. I'm not going to do another full row. So I'm just going to kind of calculate where I want it to start so it can line up here. This would make a really pretty tray too.
We have nobody here.
They left us?
They left us.
talking to
I'm
ourselves.
getting bored.
We're talking to ourselves.
boring.
That's
Not
okay.
bored.
It's
We're
rehearsal.
gonna do it whether you guys are here.
Yeah, it's rehearsal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. It is in the middle of the afternoon, and I know there's lots of times people that I like to watch lives do, and I'm like, I can only do this. I hope they save it because I can only watch this much of it, and I have to go. But then that'll be me walking down the street listening to it on my phone. I need to get my headphones in my pocket, so I always have them. Just think, you guys could be listening to us ramble.
Hey, no end.
Yeah, I mean, some people's videos are different. This one you kind of have to tune in and watch, otherwise
No end
it's
to the
not going
good
to make
times.
any sense. No end to the good times, yeah.
We just
Okay.
really want to spread the
Don't
joy
do
of
that.
creativity is what we're after.
That is what
Yeah.
we're trying to do.
Yeah.
We just want to show you guys that you don't have to be bored. You don't have to worry about not going to stores or not whatever. You don't have to shop at Amazon. You can just come down here. I will even deliver to your house if you want product
If you're-
that you want to try. So
Yep.
that's kind of what we're trying to just get people to make stuff, because we live in joy every day because we make stuff, and we just want to spread the joy. We want other people to do the same.
I think too, and I found that last year in the spring when we were so shut down, and I just started doing a lot of home decor projects, and like I said to
Yeah,
Melissa,
lots of people do.
I don't think there's a room in my house that doesn't have mineral fusion paint or IOD design.
Yep.
So it was a great chance to get really connected to the products.
I wonder if I should just paint this with rose gold. I
That'd
think
be
I
pretty.
will.
Yeah.
I think I will.
Go for it.
Well, I'm gonna paint it all white first, and then we'll do the rose gold over it.
That's what we mean. Always be willing to change your ideas midstream.
I never know really exactly. Some people are super like planners,
Excuse me.
and that's not really me. I don't know. Nothing ever goes as planned when you planned, and then you end up being disappointed. Gosh, I remember that's how I felt at my high school graduation. Nothing went as planned, and I was like, so that was my first lesson in just learning that it's so much easier if you fly by the seat of your pants. And then my sister and I traveled through Europe, very little planned, when we were in our 20s, and we had adventures everywhere. Because everything was a mystery, everything was a surprise. I remember we weren't planning on stopping in Austria, and we were like, these two girls from Burnie, BC, skied all our whole lives. Now we went from Belgium, Brussels, and we were going to Venice, and we were actually going to Venice, and I planned, that was the only thing I planned, is that I always loved Venice, and I'd always wanted to go to Venice, and it was my 24th birthday. It was going to land on the day that we would land in Venice.
So 35 years ago.
Yippers. 35.
Do the math.
Yep. Anywho,
Done.
maybe I was 24. No, I was 24. Anyway, point being is we ended up stopping. I still was in Venice for my birthday, but we stopped in this little teeny ski town in Austria, and it was like so cheap. For $30 we could get clothing, a pass, and rentals. And the hostel was super cheap and really nice, and so we're like, let's stop. But then we had to stop for 2 days. So if you stopped on this tour, the bus wouldn't come around for 2 days. So if we stopped, we stopped and we ended up skiing, like impromptu. Yeah, let's do it. And it was so fun. And then we still made it to Venice on my birthday.
All right, so the frame is all done, all pieced, corners all mitered. That's what it's called. when you
Perfect. Are you
do
gonna
it.
paint it?
There we are.
Are you gonna let it dry, or are you gonna paint it wet?
Can paint it wet.
You go, girl.
No time to waste.
No time to waste. Might as well. Unless you want to start that one.
Can do that.
Let it dry for a little bit and then start that one and do that one with the metallics.
This one with the rose gold.
Yeah.
Okay. I can do that.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Kind
gonna
of
open.
making two. I don't know. It's yours, and I didn't use it, so just can't blame that one on me. Do you want to know where the hammer is?
I'm going to the gym and I will be back.
Okay, go pump some iron.
Hammer.
It's in the toolbox over there.
God, right where it belongs.
Yeah. I've kind of been organizing in here a little bit, so it didn't look like a bomb went off for everybody to see back here. We
But
want it to
that's-
look like we're organized.
What creative spaces?
Yeah. But then it gets too messy if you can't find anything and then you can't create.
I don't know about you, but
Get
I
blocked.
find in my home studio there gets to be a point I can work in the mess, the creative chaos.
And
But
then you get
boy.
blocked all of a sudden.
Then I reach this point where it's not working anymore, and that's when I have to stop and reorganize.
Okay, so I'm going to put a transfer on this too. That's what I think.
So I can do it all over again.
Exactly.
Use this brush.
Creative people know that.
So inside and frame on this. Don't need the back. Painted.
I was thinking you could do this in white and then just paint the frame gold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one might be dry enough for me to start using the glazing. Oh, dang it. Forgot an edge. Too much talking. I was way more focused when you weren't here. So I had
I
to
can go
just keep
home.
going. No, don't leave me.
I can go home.
Don't leave me.
Don't leave me this way.
Okay. Well, now we gotta do
Now I got that
can
song in my
probably do
head.
it, Yeah. Okay, so this one's actually probably dry enough for the transfer. Sweet.
Yay,
Okay.
transfer. Transfer it up.
I'm gonna actually go wash this brush first.
This is where we go to commercial.
No, it's all on you.
This is where we go to commercial and I don't have one.
We have no sponsors.
No sponsors. I wonder why.
Wow.
Maybe we could get Little Arch to sponsor us.
Yeah. She would be great in here. She said she bought 8 pints of fusion paint on the weekend. So I think she's painting her new house. Everything that she has in there.
Ah. Becky's one of our other current collective members of Little Arch Clothing, so
She's pretty creative too.
yeah. Oh, it's
Her
addictive. I think I have one of every color at home just about.
Her mom is a huge fusion fan too, and IOD.
Well, you know, I always say I drink very little and I don't smoke, so
You gotta have one vice.
if my addiction is making the world more beautiful with these products,
It is. Mine too.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
No. It's actually not at all. Ours is beneficial. Our addiction is beneficial for the world.
Beneficial.
Okay.
We have a beneficial addiction.
Maybe not the pocketbook, but you know,
Oh well.
we don't
But
spend
still.
a whole lot on other things.
You're saving money.
You are actually saving money because you can take what you already have and change it instead of going and buying new stuff. That's the trick. I mean, I have even like painted over canvases that I didn't like anymore. I actually have a couple here. Like there's, you know, an old frame or an old something. Like my mom gave me one over there that's gonna get a paint. It's got like black and white photos on it, but I'm gonna do some transfers on it. Yeah. You just change it to something different. Okay, so now I've got this middle 12 by 12 canvas that I'm going to use the transfers and the stamps on. So I think I'll stamp it first because what I have noticed is that when you're trying to stamp over top of the transfers, it works. It's just, it takes a long time for the stamp ink to dry. So yeah, it has a tendency to get smudged. So I'm going to do the stamping first and then I'll apply the transfer. So I'm gonna give this a little bit of a sand too, just to, I like rustic. I like everything to be a little bit aged and distressed looking. That's my thing. It's always been my thing. Like Debbie, from Debbie's Design Diary.
DIY design. Yeah.
DIY design. We now carry Debbie's DIY chalk and mineral or chalk and clay paint as well, which we love, and that's awesome paint for distressing. That's blending and distressing. But yes, there was one video where I knew she was my soul sister when she talked about how we love our furniture and things all nice, crusty and old, but we don't like that on our face. So there's a place for old and crusty.
Gold,
It was so funny. She talked about getting, Botox in her face because we like things to be old and rustic, but we don't like that on our face.
She is great
She's
to watch.
hilarious.
For pure entertainment value, and you learn something too. It's a bonus. Yeah.
Yep, you get inspired by her beautiful artwork and then purely entertained by the stories she tells on the side.
So here's the beautiful, luscious, metallic color. The rose gold is so exquisite.
Should I put This Is Us on this one? Or because I have this little I Love Us. I'm going to do that. So I kind of got this little gallery wall idea from the Iron Orchid Design sisters. They did a video. They have a YouTube channel as well, Iron Orchid Design, and they are awesome. Super inspiring, and they
have as much fun as we do.
They do. And they laugh and giggle.
And they invent all this stuff.
They are the inventors. They are the true queens. So they did a little gallery wall, and they had done This Is Us with this stamp as well. So I wanted to do something slightly different, so I ended up using the molds and doing a little I Love Us. Oh, there it is. And I'm actually, when this is dry, I'm probably going to highlight them. I'm going to antique glaze it to make it pop, and then I'm going to highlight the letters just with some rose gold, and that's it. That's all I'm going to do with that one. That's all. Less is more. This is us. Yeah. Okay.
This is us.
This could be about us here. Hence the roses that are going to go on it.
My sister and my mom and dad and I had family pictures taken many years ago because my sister and I thought with my parents getting older it'd be nice to have a family shot. But because of how things unfolded, we ended up going to Walmart photo studio. So we get these pictures taken. We go for lunch and my sister and I go pick them up and we're looking at them and she looks down on them and says, "Yep, this is how we look."
And no,
a sobering moment.
A professional photographer, so in our photos we looked better than we actually look. Not what we really look like.
I don't know why we ended up there, but we did.
Okay, so these are all the letters that I've got going on. Oh, this light is there we go. So I'm going to show you guys how to move the letters over just by using the thin mount. So This Is Us was pretty simple. I'm going to need to use the S twice. So if we had a better camera angle above, this would show this better. I'll try to, if I can do that. Maybe here.
Check back in a year, we'll have that.
Yeah. Sure. Okay, I can move this a little way. Here's my thin mount. Okay. So you get a thin mount, and so I've set it up exactly where I want the letters to sort of start, and then I'll just fill in the extra ones. I'll show you how I can do that. So mount them on. See, and then I'm going to take my ink stamps, which I'm going to load up with some ink, get it nice and juicy, just to make sure that it's got lots of ink on it. too juicy. Oh, that one did. I need the wipe. I need a wipe.
Like surgery. Wipe, doctor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh man. So if you end up getting a little bit too much of the ink off, instead of like taking the chance that you might, oh what the heck, transfer it onto your surface that you don't want it because it's too much, it's out of the actual spot that you want it to be. Removing it with a little baby wipe is a good idea.
Best thing.
So I couldn't quite get it off, so I'm just going to be careful now. Alrighty. Nope. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it this way so people can maybe kind of see. There. Place it down. Be careful. Trace with your finger. Don't try to just smush it down. You don't have to press hard on it on this. You just have to press on the spot that you want the ink to transfer. I don't know, for some reason people feel like they have to like almost like push on it. I don't know what that is. I don't know why. I think it's from having to use those old block wood ones where you couldn't see through. And you kind of did have to actually press on those
It's
ones.
probably the most surprising thing I learned with these stamps is that you don't have to,
No.
like, you know, get the encyclopedia out.
No, look at that.
Press down on it. This is you.
This you. No, we're going
Wonder Woman.
to. Okay, so now I can do these individually even now. Okay, so I don't need the U, I don't need the TH. That's going to take a bit to dry. See how I got that juicy? It's almost a little too juicy. It'll be okay. It didn't bleed through. It was like a little too much. Because I did just ink up the pad, that's probably why. Oh, I actually could. No, I'm just going to individually do these letters. The only thing is that this one, so now when you're just doing one individual letter, you have to sort of hold on to it. It's tricky. You got to be careful. So I'm going to make sure that I've got this.
It's where you don't want to be hungover doing this.
No, you want to focus. You want to have steady hand.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do screw up, you also don't want to lose your mind. It's just a project.
Embrace
You
imperfection.
embrace the imperfection. What I do actually is I wait for it to dry and I paint over it. And then I try it again. And I just, that's what I do. I don't freak out.
There's often a way to regroup and recover.
Always. Almost always.
Okay.
Even if the solution is, I have to just paint over and start again. You always can. You always have a clean slate. You can always make yourself a clean slate and start again.
Well, that's probably another good guideline too, is just relax, it's not, like, nobody's going to die.
Yeah.
It's not a death-defying act.
No.
It's paint, it's ink, it's stamps,
Yep. With everything, really.
and just to have fun with it.
Mm-hmm. So I gotta use the S again one more time. But I'm actually gonna take these off. And so sometimes I will just actually even just have that on a thin mount. Just because then I can eyeball it and make sure it's in the right spot and it's not gonna slip out of my hands. Okay, so it's cute just like this even. See, my S is crooked here. But that's okay. It's not a big deal. It's not like, it's actually a farm hand, so it's like supposed to be a scripted looking font.
If we wanted it looking perfect, we'd go to Walmart and buy the ones that are printed on the machine.
That are made in factories in China
Yeah.
by robots. We don't want perfect. Who wants perfect? Okay. So now I'm gonna have to let this sort of dry. Well, no, because I'm not gonna overlap it. So now I'm going to choose some roses. definitely going with I mean, I love the sunflowers and I have used them lots too, and they do mix actually beautifully together. I've done a lot where I've mixed them all together, but for this particular one, I'm just gonna go make it Valentine's-y and do pink roses. Here is the other sheet of, there we go. So look at all these beautiful things. It's different positions of the flower head and oh, just so nice. And then there's another one that's all stems and leaves, which is what I'm going to get here. So grab a few of the stems and some leaves. So what is really, really awesome about this new booklet, the Painterly Floral, is that number one, you get 8 sheets. So the possibilities of projects just goes on forever. But also they're individually, like none of them are actually touching each other. So you can build them up how
More
you want them.
flexibility.
So much flexibility. I need scissors. Yeah, which is just, oh, I love them. I love it. I hope they do a couple more of these. I hope we come out with some different flowers and who knows what other ideas, maybe not even just flowers. The great thing about Iron Orchid Design is that those ladies are on the ball with what's trendy. They have impeccable taste. So I fully trust that they like to design their things to mix and match their items. They mix and match. Yes, they have a style. It's quite vintage style. It's quite feminine. But you know, that whole French farmhouse style never goes out of style either. But I know that they do other things as well. So who knows what's going to be around the corner with their new stuff. I'm excited.
It's going to be fabulous, whatever.
Doesn't matter what it is. It's going to be
doubt.
amazing. Yeah, I don't doubt either. Okay. I'm not going to just place it down because I want to sort of position them and know what it's sort of going to look like.
They're so beautiful when you see them up close. You can
Yeah.
actually see the brush strokes. And
Yeah. I mean, look at that. Literally looks like oil paintings.
Yeah.
I think I want this one with the bud. So I might just have one opened and then all these little fine ones. Yeah. This is seriously therapeutic. I just love it. It's fun. Fun, fun, fun. And anyone can do these. Anyone. You can hold a pair of scissors and a little plastic stick. You can do these. So the transfers, you always want to keep the backing when you're cutting them out. You want to keep the backing on. You don't want this, they are a little bit sticky and you don't want them to curl. The nice thing is these don't curl as much anymore because now they're in a flat booklet. When they were the rolled up ones, they have a tendency to be curled, so they curl into themselves, so you have to be more careful.
Ask me how I know. And then they stick to each other. And then you have honking big mess.
Yeah, it's sad.
Not recommended.
Not recommended. For
Yeah.
sure. Okay, I'm gonna do.
I learned the hard way, but when
Sometimes
you learn the hard way, you remember.
That's the way you gotta learn. Sometimes. Okay, so I've decided to start with that one. And I'm actually going to curve it around the edge of the frame. So now you can see it's down, it's in place. I could take this off. Because it's on wood, it might not peel off and I might be able to adjust it. But if you were doing this on glass, at this point, there's no way. Some part of this would stick down and you'd have to commit. So you just have to be more committed right away when you're doing it on glass. Yeah, I could peel this off and adjust it. See, didn't quite. But you don't want to do that too many times because you don't, when they get dust or something on them, they start to get less sticky, and the application process becomes more of a challenge, and sometimes they just won't. So then you just take your plastic stick. Each transfer that you purchase comes with one of these. When they first rebranded, well, before they rebranded 3 years ago and came out with different packaging, these sticks were wood. I can't believe it. They were like popsicle sticks. I was busting them constantly, and then I just started using a credit card, but then they realized that it wasn't the best, and they changed it, and now they come with these ones. So now it's just a matter of pressing down on it. If you are doing this on a dresser, something that's upright, or a bigger sheet, sometimes it's best to sort of just take some painter's tape and stick it into place so it doesn't move around. But little projects, oh my Lanta. I smudged.
Shall I fix
Embrace
it for you?
imperfection. Look at that, you guys. I smudged it. That's okay. It's all good. Okay. We'll worry about it after. Maybe I'll even put a rose over top of it.
There you are.
Anyway.
It was wanting a rose there.
Yeah. Oh, did I get it on my hand? Because I seem to be like crazy. Thank you. No, it's not coming off. So that's when I'm actually kind of glad that happened, so people can see that the ink does not come off once it is there. So you do have to embrace it, and you have to be very careful until it completely dries. You can see usually in the light, if it's still wet, it's still glare. There's still a glare on it. Don't touch it until it is completely dry. So yeah, so then this will just pop off. I like to do this sort of push-pull. So once you've got some of it sort of off, you lift up the plastic, and then as I'm pushing down on it, I sort of pull the plastic a little bit off. I'm lifting it off. We're on and pulling it off.
Which is good, because then you get to see if you've missed a part, or if
Yes.
it's not sticking, you can still go back
You
down
can go
on
back down and it hasn't moved, and you're not going to have to try to put it in the right spot. It's still there. So, but they come off ridiculously easy, actually. So, and then I like to take this plastic sheet and just sort of like burnish it in, get rid of any air bubbles. This is going to be fine because I'm going to antique glaze over this anyway, so it's going to just add to the rustic.
Antique glaze covers a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, there you go. I think that's why I like rustic so much, because
The distressed look, yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Like talking to a friend this morning, and her puppies are chewing the legs of her furniture.
Oh.
I said, well,
They're just making it rustic for
distress.
you. Yeah.
Bring them to the shop. We got a few things they can chew on.
Yeah. Well, tooth marks though are really obvious. Okay.
Really nice to take it around the edge too.
Yeah.
It just finishes it.
It does.
Gives it a more complete look.
Okay. I want one of these like large ones. I kind of like this one. And then I think I'm going to do two.
What would you like me to do?
What are we doing? Do you want to antique glaze? Oh, you're painting. Do you want to paint that?
Sure.
And then I don't know, pop a flower on there. I was going to do maybe one of
flower.
these. Yeah.
You want this one pink?
Yeah. The heart pink.
The heart pink, just the heart. Okay. Just going to set this one over here.
The leaf in here. I hope we're not getting too boring.
Do you have a pink in mind?
I was thinking the rose gold.
Oh, rose gold.
Yeah. Because that's what you were using.
Okay. Sorry. Okay.
That's all good.
It's kind of on the thick side. I had a little bit of trouble with it on there, but
Oh, I think there's a small one that might be not as...
I think part of it was the brush. I think if I
Oh, yeah. Get a better
I
brush.
didn't realize all these brushes were by the sink, so it wasn't a great brush I had. So
Yeah, I was having the same problem. Okay, I'm gonna have to make this bigger leaves on here.
also too, the metallics are thicker.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, that one's pretty thick. Do this one. This is the better of the two. Rose gold, gosh. A few years ago you didn't even know there was a rose gold.
I know, it's super trendy now.
Taking things
Love
by
it.
storm, yeah.
Here we are, just playing away. See, it's harder. I know it's harder to do this, like, unless you really. We'll get better, where we'll have things more prepped ahead of time.
Yeah. So if you fell asleep and are just waking up, we're still here.
We're still here. Okay.
One thing we don't do here is take ourselves too seriously. So.
I don't know what I want to do with this. I'm just gonna pop it on. Well, the IOD sisters, they practice ahead of time. They have theirs pre-made, and we kind of prepped a little, but no.
Well, I'm just calling it the learning curve.
Yep. You betcha.
How long have the Iron Orchid sisters been doing it?
Well, I don't know, a long time. They're awesome though. And they have a whole team. We're our own team. One of the, I think it's Josie's daughter, Maddie, does a lot of their social media stuff for them.
Mm-hmm.
She's younger, right? So she's just knows how to do all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. That helps.
Yeah, it helps. If my kids were helping me, we would be doing anime.
Oh well.
Savannah is 10, almost 11, and she does amazing artwork. She sits on YouTube and she discovers, and she's really into anime, and she's amazing. She amazes me. She goes through sketchbook after sketchbook.
Isn't that great?
It is.
It's the
It's
healthiest
awesome.
thing for kids.
It is. It's so great.
Is to do art, but to be encouraged
Yeah.
to do art. That was me growing up.
Yeah, I don't think I was. I just did it.
Oh, I was, yeah. That and sewing. I mean, gosh.
Okay. I feel like I need one more flower in there. What do you think?
I think back. I was just thinking, gosh, now if I was a kid and everything you could find online and everything.
Oh,
man.
well, yeah. She found everything on YouTube, right? She gets so many ideas. She learns all these techniques that she's 10 and she knows how to do all these drawing techniques that I'm like, how do you know how to do that? And she'll show me YouTube, and amazing. They watch this girl named Mariah Elizabeth who does some cool stuff with painting and sculpting and
Rose
pretty,
gold heart.
pretty. I don't know. This one's bugging me about this. I feel like I need another rose there. Yeah, this other one's gonna go on. I'm doing it.
It's like a family of roses.
Yeah.
Little
Well,
buds.
A rose garden.
And
Yeah,
little
well,
buds.
maybe I'll put this on my, maybe I'll pop pictures of me and my girls in here. Maybe that's what it will be. A little family. Roses, that's what we are. All right. It's hard not to just keep going and want to just fill this, because part of me's like, oh, and I could stick some lavender on here. You can, and you can. I mean, nobody's telling you what you can and cannot do. If you like it with lots on it, then put lots on it.
It's also good too, if you're not sure, is just to put it to one side
Yeah.
and leave it. Or being that this is a gallery wall,
Yeah.
do some of the other pieces.
Yeah.
And then you can go back and
Yeah,
fill in.
that's a good idea. Good
Is,
advice.
is another way too.
Okay, so
That's gorgeous.
it is. It's got messed up a little bit, but check that out, you guys. So simple, like ridiculously easy. So it's still drying, so I'm just gonna let this one dry, and then I'm gonna have to touch up that. But that's easy enough. That's the great thing about Fusion. You can just touch up, and that self-leveler just blends in. Like, you're not even gonna be able to see once it completely dries.
this a standalone?
I was gonna put rose on that too,
Mhm.
right?
I was almost thinking, I wonder if it'd be cool if kind of the heart coming out of a rose.
Hmm?
Like just coming down here and the heart coming out of the rose.
Maybe. I was actually gonna do one of that bud was gonna go there.
Oh,
And some leaves.
got another bud.
What I was kind of wishing, but
This
it's at
bud's,
home.
this bud's for you?
I don't like bud. Okay. Rosebud's idea though. I don't know. What do you think should go there?
Are you gonna put a picture?
No, I was just gonna keep that as a standalone to go with this. The I Love Us. Right? So this I was just gonna do the rose gold on. Antique glaze it. But I feel like it's just a flower on there. Actually, one of these ones, one of the like floppier kind of ones. Profile one.
Could it be a flower?
What, like one of these?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Could also be a flower. You could put a stem on it and some leaves.
Oh, good. Oh, I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
That one and that one. You go, girl.
Got it. I'll get that.
Okay, so this one's done. I'm gonna let this dry so that we can glaze it. So then I think we're ready for glazing, aren't we? I'm gonna get some of this out of the way. Oh, I know what we were gonna show also. Ah! Darcy found this at the dollar store. And it's just this cute little tin planter for like $1. And we were thinking this would look super cute with some of these flowers on there. So, because you can put these transfers on anything. So, you buy this booklet, you're gonna have a ton of them to use up for different things. So let's try putting one of these on. That's what I was wanting to do. Should I just do a, yeah.
Do you want this going maybe the same
Oh, maybe. It doesn't really
idea,
matter.
or does it matter? You tell me and I'll rub it, because you've kind of got the thought on this.
Do you want to do this one? And let me take over that one?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Because you had idea for that, so.
So we'll switch
Yeah,
your room.
Let's switch room. Okay, so I was kind of thinking like, yeah, let's do it like this.
So we just thought about this because we thought it would be a really nice and easy way that you could dress up really simple items, whether from the dollar store, the thrift store,
your own house.
Make it your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that ugly vase that somebody gave you for a wedding gift.
Yeah.
You want to change it. None of us have any of those, do we?
No.
And this is also adhering really nice to the metal.
Yeah, they go on metal and glass so beautifully.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially glass, and Melissa's done lots of great vintage windows with the transfers on it. If you're new to the Missy Hay Collective and what she does, seen lots of beautiful windows go out of here. So, there's one beautiful rose. God, it upgrades it already.
Yeah, boom.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
Hmm?
Mic drop.
Out. Obama out. That was so good when you did that. I'm out of here.
Okay.
Excuse me.
And this is going to look even better once I put the antiquing glaze over.
Yeah, I know the first time that Melissa encouraged me to use the antiquing glaze. I don't want it looking all ugly.
I know. Well, it looked like you were putting mud on it, and then you wipe it off, and you're like, oh, look at the definition of the molds. Oh my gosh, it just changed our world. And then I was sold on it.
And then too, I became addicted to that.
Yeah, because she did a dresser that she painted with bronzes and black, and oh, it was beautiful. But then she wanted to brighten it up, so she painted it white. 6 months later.
Yeah, it had a few coats
and then
on it.
took all of the air dry clay that she had done with bronze and did the clear glaze with blue in it and almost made it look like china blue. It was beautiful. And it had a completely different look. Same dresser, same air dry clay molds. 6 months later, looked completely different. Oh no.
And now is in a happy home in Calgary.
Yeah.
I found out who
Little
friends
girl.
friends of friends of mine.
Oh, you found out who bought it? Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
I saw a friend one day and said, "Oh, my friend went to Calgary." Yeah.
See, this is what happens when you're not paying attention.
Maybe next time we'll just do a silent video.
Be really boring. We
Yeah.
still don't have anyone on here, but that's okay. People can watch it later.
Yeah. It's good practice, whatever.
Exactly. I actually wish I would have brought that little kindest regards stamp home or back from.
Kindest regards.
It's at home. The kindest regards stamp. The vintage letter, handwritten letter one.
Oh,
Would have been really cute in the background on this, but
that's a great stamp.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I forgot it at home, so voila. How adorbs is that?
And voila.
Amazing. These are gonna look like a great. This will just be a great set, just like this at your entryway.
What would be fun with this too is you could even put mail and stuff in there down
Totally.
below, or keys or whatever.
Yep.
Never thought about that. Aren't we good?
Possibilities are endless. Possibilities are endless. I feel like I'm making a mess here. I don't think I was this messy when you weren't here.
Oh,
Just kidding.
I can go home.
It was only because I was only using stamps.
I can go home.
No! Don't leave me.
I threaten her all the time. I
Don't
can
leave
go
me.
home.
Don't leave me.
Don't leave me this way.
No. Okay. Oh, that's good enough. I'm just going to distress it there. Get rid of some of these before they start sticking to everything. And honestly, I feel like I can just keep going and then I end up putting too many on. This is just, you can't stop. Can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
That's what we mean when we say addiction.
Mm-hmm.
But many, many moons ago when I took cake decorating, we're talking 70s, I had a really good cake decorator and she said, you've got to know when to stop.
Yeah.
You've got to watch for over-decoratitis.
Over-decoratitis. That's a good one.
Yeah. So there's just that one point where you
Yeah.
have to step back and go
What's that glue?
to know more.
It's paint. Yeah. Less is more. That's what I tell my kids. I don't know what it is with kids. They have a hard time with that one. I'm surprised at how many people do. I think they just get excited. There they are. I think that one's done. This one's done. These stamps. Get these all out of the way. So I'm going to pop the glaze on. I'm going to work on some glazing now because that's just going to make everything start to just
This
be
is still
defined.
wet.
Yeah, that one's going to have
Yeah,
to wait,
do these.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But the one I really want to show the glazing is the mold.
On the frame.
On the frame. These are super cute. I'm so happy with this that we've made so far.
I really love that you can just pull back and see
Mm-hmm.
what's done and what isn't.
Oh, that looks great.
I even like it sometimes, and the odd time it will, you know, you might get a bit of a crack or something, but I just think that adds to the,
Oh yeah, totally.
the vintage look. And there's nothing saying you couldn't have taken this tin and painted it white too, because those letters would
Oh
show.
yeah, we totally could
And
have.
then if you did
Yep.
the antiquing over the letters.
Yeah, but I think that
Would
tin
pick up.
just looks cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, you totally could have.
But you know my mind.
Yes. She's a little over the top, but it
Oh,
always is
glaze.
exceptionally amazing. Okay, so antiquing glaze. This is just the antiquing glaze. You can get the clear glaze and add paint to it. So if you want to give it a blue hue or a pink hue or like yellow, whatever,
Which is what we did in the dresser.
which is what she did on the dresser.
Mhm.
Yeah. You betcha. And it did look amazing.
That's right too. And that was really fun and it worked really well.
Yeah, it did. It really did. Okay, I don't have. I like to use t-shirt material kind of rags, but I think we might be out of those. Is there any? I
Give
had.
you the one off my bag.
Oh, here's all the rags. I might have one here. Nope, I just had these dust cloth ones. Oh, here's a plaid. Might use this plaid. Oh, you got one. All right.
The shirt off your husband's back, a nice soft plaid.
I think these were your pajamas. You said.
Just leave him sleeping when you cut the shirt off. He'll never know.
Okay. Yeah. So I need a brush. I need one of these brushes. So I'm gonna take this. You can sort of see it. It's gonna look better. You'll be more visible once I pop on because it'll be more definition. The glaze. So just
Watch for the magic.
magic. So yeah, it looks a little bit like muddy, but
Well, it
on
really defines all
it
the
just defines everything. So great.
all the details, yeah.
And then if you want to do like a metallic glaze over top or like a metallic over top to give it some shimmer, like metal, you can do that too.
I know a few
You
of
can
my
also-
things I've done, there's been definitely more than one layer on them.
Yes. And then you wipe it down. So it doesn't stay muddied. It's just the glaze stays in all the nooks and crannies and gives it definition and gives it an aging look. So now you can kind of start to see the sepia. It's almost like a sepia tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Which would be fun to even do something like that and put in a sepia tone picture too.
Yes. Oh yeah, totally.
Well, again, endless
Yeah.
possibilities.
And
So,
you can kind of be generous with this.
flower and garden. I've done both sides.
Super cute.
There we are.
That'd be a cute little catch-all at the entryway.
Absolutely.
With This Is Us sitting there right above it on the wall. So cute. Just on a little,
Yeah, it's actually a great little vignette, isn't it?
it is.
Which I never thought of when I found those. I just knew there was something we could do with them. I have two yellow daisy plants on my kitchen table in one,
Oh, nice.
but I haven't embellished it.
You should.
So now I'll have to.
Now you can.
Just those two little grocery store plants. They look really great in it.
Yep.
And it looks like spring.
Yes. I wonder if the groundhog will see its shadow tomorrow.
Oh, was that tomorrow?
February 2nd.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's nice too because you can even do it like a little darker
Yeah, that's
in the
kind of
corners.
what I was thinking,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And if we wanted, I was just going to use this, but I mean, I know on the IOD video, the video that they did on their mini gallery wall, they painted them with metallic paint. They painted them gold, so we could paint them rose gold. I kind of like them black, I just got those from the dollar store a long time ago and found them in my junk stash of, I'm sure I'll use this one day.
That's what I'm doing now. You know, everything I make, I'm trying to make out of something that I already have.
That you already have, yeah.
Because I have a million things, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to be more conscious that way.
My friend Jenny sent me a Facebook marketplace of some lady that was selling a bunch of beads, and I'm like, no!
Yeah, please don't.
I have so many! I have more than her, I'm sure.
I could sell her beads.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Do not need beads.
But it's funny, everything,
You get on a kick sometimes.
but then everything, you know, I
They
eventually
come back around. You find a reason for
find
them.
a thing for, but at least now
That lady's gonna kick herself one day. What happened to all those beads? Oh.
yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah. All right, I sold them to somebody for $10.
Do you want those rose gold, those letters, or do you want to do it, or what would you like?
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to antique glaze them first.
Oh, and then put rose gold,
Yeah.
kind of rub rose
Yeah.
gold?
Yeah.
Rose gold?
Already, this is looking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I use this glaze, I love it more. I'm more wowed by it.
It's almost like a kid playing with mud.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to have the antiquing glaze. Like, you can make your own watered down. I know that's what the IOD sisters do. They make their own glaze with watered down chalk paint in like grays or blacks, like different colors. But I personally like fusion because it does almost seal it a little bit too.
Well,
But
what's
it's just,
nice too
it's
is
already
both,
pre-mixed.
both companies can complement each other
Oh, absolutely.
quite nicely. Like,
You bet. I mean, if you didn't have the clear glaze, but you had some black chalk paint, then you could still make glaze with, like, water it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, water it down lots. This one's not as liquidy as normally the glaze is that they create with the chalk paint, but like it's not as runny, I guess. But it's a little thicker.
Looks really great on the letter.
It does, doesn't it?
I'm just coming in front of you.
Gotcha.
I'm just curious. I want to try one.
Go. You go, girl.
Unless you have another thing for me to do.
I'm just glazing now. We're getting to the end. Where are we? And again, I wish there was like a timer clock on this.
Next time we'll get my iPad or something and watch the time.
Last time I was worried I was gonna forget about my kids.
I'm here this week. Last week I reminded you.
At least this time, if I do, it gets to that point. I do know my mom's at work, so she can't go get them today. Yeah. This is looking so good. Okay, I feel like the red is coming off of this though. This plaid. So clear white t-shirt fabric is better.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good point to note.
Yeah. It's okay.
For me in the distance.
Subtle. It's really subtle. Like it's not, but it's a little bit peeling off. Okay, I really love that. Okay. Just look at what that did. And there's a bit of a sepia tone in the back of it. And then, oh, do you have your hot glue gun handy? I wonder if a hot glue gun would be the best way to put this clip on. I kind of feel like I want this.
Yeah, or the white glue.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It is 2:27, my dear.
Oh my. I am getting close. We have been doing this for an hour and a half. See, now you know why it's hard to keep it quiet. But, okay, so there we go. That I'm going to put a little clip on. And that will be a picture frame. And then where's the other one that we did? We painted. Yep. So then we just painted this one with rose gold, and then we'll put another clip in this one. We could even have popped transfer on here if we wanted to. And then I am just gonna.
You could even do a fun
Yep.
transfer just kind of down over the edge too.
Yeah. So, you know, after this is all done, like after the video's done, we'll finish these and we'll stage a really nice photo so you can see, you know, how they can be mixed and matched together and all the projects like mixed together and like a nice vignette. We'll
Lots of
stage
possibilities.
it. Yeah.
Great gift too.
Yeah.
Great wedding gift, man.
Yeah. Wedding gifts, wedding season. That's true.
And
coming.
here's the clear glaze that Melissa was talking about earlier, that you can mix any of the paint colors with.
Yeah. I'm just gonna do this so people can kind of see this, and then I think
the letters,
we'll maybe sign off.
Then it'll be a wrap.
And then it'll be a wrap, and then we'll try to see if we can save this video so people can watch it later.
Might need to get a YouTube channel.
Yeah, well, that's exactly. I have one. So it's really easy. If you have a Gmail account, you can have an email.
Oh, okay.
You can have a YouTube, so it's really easy. So I did make one for Missy Hay Collective, so then I can upload this to YouTube, and then from there, I can share that link onto the Facebook, and then people are able to easily share it.
It's so great how many different combinations there are here.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
all of this.
right? And this was, you should show everybody just recap of the products that we used.
Sure. What was this mold? This is the Trimmings.
The Trimmings one.
The Trimmings one mold.
Yep. For the frames.
These spectacular air dry clay.
Yep.
Iron Orchid's Design, our most highly recommended one, our only recommended one here.
Yeah, it is the only air dry clay we carry, but don't really want more.
There's Weld Bond glue. Glues
Yeah.
anything to anything pretty much. I've used that often too. Rose gold paint.
From Fusion, metallic paint, plus Casement for the white background, plus the antiquing glaze. So I'll also put these all.
Do a
All
list.
right.
Yeah,
Do
the
a list.
antiquing glaze.
And we're thinking also we're going to, and also we did the Painterly Florals. We did the roses, and we used the Farmhand new stamp font for this. That is the font. It's kind of like Ray Dunn looking to me. I like that. Yeah.
This one here, it's also great because it's got the parentheses, the question
Yeah, it's
mark,
got
and the
that's one of the only
exclamation
ones
mark.
that has punctuation, which is handy.
I mean, all their fonts are awesome.
They are.
And the brand new font molds
Yes, that's right. The font molds,
that we've
which
done that you're just going to
just
see
gonna-
in a moment here.
Okay, so they're a bit tricky getting into all these little spots with the rag.
That's why we gather 18 million brushes.
Yep.
Different sizes.
Exactly. Okay, and then I think what I'm going to do is, look at that. I'm going to pop some of the rose gold onto this. And probably do some antiquing on top of this rose gold as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's one thing the antiquing does too, is it starts bringing it
and
all
then
together.
we'll show, yes,
Just gives
it
it that
does.
nice,
Metallics, antiquing,
You
casement,
can antique this.
transfers. Yes, we'll antique this one too.
Yeah.
And
And then we'll show you the beautiful finished vignette.
awesome. Bravo. Thanks for joining us.
You can wake up
guys.
now. See you next time.
See you next